you know.
We're all excited.
Yeah. I just want to thank you for just taking some time to talk to us, motivate us, tell us a little bit about you and Evie's story, and just kind of, yeah, they know of you, but obviously they don't know as much about you. And so I figured you can let them know about you and take it from there.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Hi, everybody. To tell you a little bit about me and my wife. Well, my wife is taking a nap right now. But we had a long weekend. We had a Super Saturday that we did with Idalis, the super trainer. And to tell you a little bit about me, I started in Beachbody in 2011 with my wife. But the reason I started is because I saw her transformation, and that's why I got started. So if anyone struggles with their husband coming on board, I'm one of them. I used to fight the eating, the nutrition. I used to be the one that's like, nah, I'm Latino. Give me my rice, beans, and everything. So, you know, professionally, I used to be in the Navy. I did 21 years of service there, and I retired last year. While I was in the Navy, I was helping my wife on and off. I did deployments, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, even 9 months deployments. And it was pretty hard for us to get going as a couple in the business. And early off, all I was doing for her was referring people. That's all I could do at the beginning. And my first transformation was with Insanity. I did 2 rounds of it. I lost like 40 pounds total doing that. And I started to believe more into what Beachbody was. I knew about Beachbody that it was a network marketing company because I used to do network marketing. I used to be in Amway. I used to be in other 2 more companies. And I always believed in the model of network marketing, but my wife never did. My wife was a total skeptic, like she didn't like it at all. But many of you maybe have heard of Ivy Morales, and we're blessed to be, you know, one of the top Latino teams in the company. And it's been a nice ride because with the background that she brings, because she brings a background of service, and then I bring a background of business and sales. Even though I was in the Navy, I was an engineer. I love business and sales. That's why I always looked into network marketing. So the way we run our business is she's more of the person that's doing the forefront of it. She exposes more on social media than I do. She does the service for everybody in the team, but I take care of what the business is, how to place people, strategy, marketing. So we act as a team and we use each other's strengths. And for the past 4 years is when we got it clicking. If you're like, really hear me, we started in 2011. And in the past 4 years when we really got it clicking. Okay. So it's been something very interesting because we used to fight at each other's weaknesses. You know, my weakness, she would fight about it, and then I would fight about anything that she couldn't do that I could do. But one thing that really helped us was to use each other's strengths. So I was good with anything that had to do with computers and software and anything like that. That's easy to me. I could eat it up. And I used to be beating her up on, you need to learn this software. You need to know this. You need to know that. And what she used to beat me up was my nutrition, my look, the way I look. I don't have 6 packs. She's had 6 packs. She's even won the Beachbody Classic, placed 3rd place in one of the competitions. And she was hard on me on that. And then we came to a point where we decided, okay, we need to be a team in order for this to work. And one thing that I suggest to you is that you do have that talk with your spouse if you have one. How many of you are married? Most of you? You got one that's single. No, okay. So, yeah, I mean, have that talk with your significant other, because it really, really makes a difference when you understand where you're at. The things that I bring from sales and marketing come from me being a recruiter in the Navy. While I was a recruiter in the Navy, I did 3 years in New York City, and I used to come up to people like it was nothing. I would be up in the subway, I'd be like, "Hey man, you want to join the Navy?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm in their face, for real." And I lost all prospecting fear because I was like, you know what? Somebody's got to do it. So I bring that with me, that I don't have any fear when it comes to prospecting, because all I'm doing is presenting an opportunity to people. So if you understand that your self-confidence comes from what you offer, you're going to be golden. Like, you're really going to be understanding what this is all about. And we really are more of connectors, really, than salespeople. So people connect, like, they confuse it, you know. So I have some people say, "Hey, you know, the company just treats us like salespeople, and we're just supposed to like sell challenge packs, and that's it." If you look at it that way, you're always gonna demotivate yourself, and that's not where you want to be. Where you want to be is understanding that have a philosophy that there's a job and then there's a business. You need to treat that business like a job, but a paycheck is not better than profits. And when you get to realize that, you're like, okay, if a paycheck is detailed to what I'm worth, because that's what anybody that has a job gets, a paycheck, and it's the same amount every payday. But profits vary up and down. When I understood that, it really, like, we really took it to another level. And it took me a while to have my wife understand that, because her heart is really just about helping people. She doesn't care about the check. She doesn't care about the accolades. She doesn't care about any of that. For real, she doesn't. And for me to let her understand that it wasn't ambition, but I had to make her understand that if we concentrate on profits, we can really make this work, so she could leave her job. She used to be a banker, and she used to work as you know, those people, and when you walk in and you want to open an account, they're the ones that help you. That's what she used to do. So she would be in there a day in and out and do sales for the bank. Because as soon as you sit down, what do? Yeah, you can get a credit card, and you can get a checking account, and you can get a savings account. And that's what she used to do. So she was, you know, understood sales, but it wasn't the same when she came to this environment. She was like, I don't want to just sell it. I want to actually like make a difference. And I was like, okay, we can do this, but still make a profit. And when we understood that, it's when we actually started using each other's strengths. All right. So the first philosophy I want you to understand is a paycheck is better. I mean, if you are still focused on a career, but if you're focused on growing a business, your profit has to be your priority. Okay. And when I looked at it, I was like, okay. And I broke it down to her, and I said, how much money do we actually spend on Beachbody to make it work? And I looked at it and I wrote it down, and it was like $1,400, I think. If you add up your business fee and your Shakeology monthly, put it together, it's like $1,400 a year to run the business. So I was like, okay, so if we run the business on just Shakeology and our business fee, everything else is profit. Really? So then I said, okay, let's make a budget for our marketing. Because in your marketing, you need to have something that has to do with what you project. And one thing that we did was we made sure that if she was going to show up on social media, and I know how you ladies are, you like new stuff, you like flashy stuff and all that. we said, okay, you need to have a marketing budget. So if you need to have money to maybe go out and get a new top, go get it. If you need to have money to get new kicks, go get them. But we made it so that she has something fresh and new to show every now and then. Okay. And then it got to the point where people started following, asking questions. And we got exposure. So there were people sharing her profile. There were people shouting her out. And it came by the fact that she was just talking to people, mentioning people, and they started mentioning her back. Entities we're Dominican, and in the Dominican realm, there's pages that started shouting her out because she was selfless. And that's something that you need to look at as to what is it that you like, what is it that you're dealing with on a daily basis that you might want to just be on their page by just shouting them out, tell them that you use it and stuff like that. It helped her out really for exposure. And once we started getting momentum, then I said, okay, we need to look into Facebook ads and stuff like that. And we created another budget for that. Our first Facebook budget, we were diamond coaches. And I was like, we need to do something. Well, it's going to be 10 to 15 bucks. That's what I did. 10 to $15. And back then it was likes. I was looking for likes just to grow her page. And we did that for a little bit. It only grew to like 400 likes. That was a waste of money. I don't recommend that today because it doesn't work. But it was a learning curve for me, because one thing that you need to do is to find out what's working and become a student of it. And today, Instagram is, as we speak, as this call is being recorded, Instagram is it. And you need to invest your time in learning Instagram and learning how to advertise on it. And don't joke, okay? If you take my advice on anything else, you need to really look into Instagram and how to market on Instagram, okay? When it comes to the way and the direction that Beachbody is going, Beachbody is going in the direction of just being one entity as a network. No more infomercials, no more Amazon purchases and eBay purchases. So the only channel is going to be us, and we need to be in the forefront of it, and you need to find a way to stand out. Okay. And once we understood that the only thing that makes us stand out was our story, that's when it blew up. So right now, if you're not really sharing your story and where you come from, like me, I come from Queens, New York, originally from Dominican Republic, and I come from poverty, like straight up poverty. Like the refrigerator just had water in it, okay? And we only ate what we bought for that day. So whatever my parents bought for that day, that's what we ate, okay? And it was like, this was a luxury in my house. Cheese was a luxury. Eggs sometimes was a luxury. So me being where I am today, I'm super grateful for everything that we have. Like I could live in a smaller home or whatever, and I'll be fine. Because for real, the opportunity that I've been given, coming from poverty, coming to Queens, New York, and in Queens, New York, living off of welfare for a while, until I was able to look for something to do myself, and I joined the military. And that was a channel for me. But you need to embrace your story, because you can't be hiding your story. Or if you feel that you're going to hurt somebody by telling your story, go talk to that person right now. Because I know that Stephanie and Luke know about the power of forgiveness. And when we did this exercise. We forgave people that hurt us, and we went to people we hurt and we forgave them. And that was the breakthrough in our social media. I'm telling you, it is the breakthrough in social media. The reason why is because Sometimes we hold back parts of our story because we're ashamed, or we don't want somebody to find out, or we don't want somebody to be or feel bad or hurt because we're telling a story they're involved in. Okay, if I was worried about my mom getting offended because I tell them that we grew up really poor and then we didn't have anything, and that makes her feel bad, and I would care about that, then I wouldn't share anything. I wouldn't be able to tell my real story. And you're gonna have to really step out and tell your real story. If you're battling with telling your story as to who you really are, it's because you're holding back because you don't want somebody to find out, somebody to come at you in a demeaning way, or they'll be offended because you say something. I'm telling you, this is the breakthrough for social media. We have to treat social media like a place we can come in and be ourselves. And if you treat social media like a facade, somebody that just shows up and shows highlights or whatever, you're not going to succeed in social media. So you got to look at social media as right there, right where you are right now. You guys know each other and you guys have bonded because you're talking to each other and you're telling each other the truth and all of that stuff. But if you are not open on social media, people can read the same thing straight up. That is the truth. That has been the game changer in any coach that we have coached. Any coach in our team that has started to become a leader, even the one that's been an elite coach, the moment that she broke out of bondage from unforgiveness is the moment that, bam, she blew up. So there's things right now that you may need to fix about your story. And your story is the seller. It's what sells you. Uh-oh, she woke up.
Hey! Ivy, ¿cómo estás? Hi.
Bien, I was taking a long nap.
Mira, Luke está ahí cocinando.
¿Cómo?
There you go.
Hola, Luke. Míralo, míralo. Hi, everyone. ¿Cómo están?
Hello.
I know you have El Profe here with you. Doing his thing. Are you guys having a good time there?
Yes, very nice.
They're in Destin, hello.
Yeah.
I love Destin.
That's the place right there.
It's beautiful here.
So I know you're talking, but I can get a chair and sit down here if you guys don't mind.
See?
Yeah, come over.
Okay.
Come over. Yeah, so one thing that I did want to mention is, aside from treating this like a job, but knowing that the profits is what makes you really successful, one thing that I did want to mention is that your mission and vision is what's going to drive you for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you start the year, and you guys are starting it off correctly because you guys are together, and I hope that you get out of there with a vision for yourself, your family, and your team. Okay, I know that Stephanie has a vision for her team that includes you in it. Now, do you have a vision for you and your team and every individual that joins your team this year? I'm gonna tell you that in network marketing, there's a cycle. This is true in every company. There's a cycle. And the first 3 months of the year are super critical. Super critical. You have to hit the highest amount of production that you could in these 3 months. Because whoever does not hit the highest point in the 3 months, they struggle the entire rest of the year. Okay, your first 3 months of the year must be high production. This is why I said earlier, you need to talk to your spouse or significant other right now, because you're about to go really hard and your activity is going to have to step up 10x. Anybody read the 10x rule? I'm telling you, you gotta like really hit it hard. In our case right now, we are super concentrated on prospecting. Okay, your prospecting needs to be at least at 90% of your activities. I don't want any of you to ever get into a management trap and try to manage your people and try to manage your coaches. Okay, that's a huge mistake
that we all make.
We've made it, and it hurts.
It is painful. It takes some time to recover after you realize that you were managing your people and try to help them to rank up and not taking care of that 80%, 90% of the time of your business. Then when you realize that, then it takes double the time to get back on track, recruiting and getting new people and training new people, because that's the nature of this business. It's just coming, not neglecting the ones that are in. That is the reason why we have our system, the system that we, Beachbody provide, or the one that your coach have put together, so that they can train themselves. But we have to be like really hustling every single day, getting at least 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 new people every single day.
Our goal is to enroll at least 2 people a day. That's our goal. Sometimes we hit it, sometimes we miss it. Sometimes it's a big fat 0. And it's okay to roll that donut for a couple of days sometimes, but don't get used to that. Because we can set goals, but all we can do is control our activity. All right. So you can set a goal of 10 people this month. Okay, I want to enroll 10 new people this month, and they're going to all be coaches. You could be setting yourself up for huge disappointment. All right. What you need to do is concentrate on the activity that it takes to bring 10. All right. And the only way that you can learn if you are doing the amount of activity that it takes to bring that in is if you're tracking it. How many of you are actually using the tracker that Kim Carver just developed? And how many are guilty that are not using it? Okay. Okay. But it's true. And just, embrace it. Okay. I should be. But you should be, because if you don't track your numbers, you will never know what activity it takes. I'm telling you, don't guess it. Don't leave it in your mind. Put it on paper. It is powerful when we put things on paper, and especially your activity, because that is what's going to bring is you're going to hit your goals, and you're probably going to break the goals. You're going to go beyond them, because you're just going to get better. The moment that we stopped, we can see it in the business. We start declining.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're not tracking our activity, and we get complacent. But if we see that there's a constant, we know we're going to get 1 or 2 a day. And that's our goal. 1 or 2 a day, 1 or 2 a day. That's how you hear coaches hit huge numbers. That you're like, man, how do these people hit 150? How do they hit 100, 200 points of success club? This is ridiculous. It's because they concentrate on the activity and not the numbers. Okay. So once you do start your activity, a ratio will appear of what is happening. And once you realize this, you're like, okay, you know what? I talked to 20 people, and out of those 20, I got to present the opportunity to 7. And out of those 7, I got 2 appointments. I call it appointments, okay? Because we take the time to talk to people. Some people just text instead of share a card. Okay, that may not work. But if you're not a celebrity to be disconnected totally of people. So what you want to do is, once people see the opportunity, we send a little short video as to what the opportunity is about. You're gonna lose weight. This is what you use. Da 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 da. It's a very short video, and people say, okay, I want to do this, and then we give them, okay, let's have a phone call, and we close them on the phone. Okay. That's the best way to do it. Why? Because you get that personal touch with the person, and you make sure that that person enrolls correctly. All right. You don't have the luxury right now to, and we don't, like, for real, like we make ourselves available immediately. And she's the one that does it. If anybody thinks that I'm the one, I don't.
Yeah, even now, like after coming back from Danny Johnson, it's like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of things that we have to put in place and like to readjust, and that's one of, like, we not playing, contacting. Like I talk to them on the phone, like, and sometimes they're like, oh, you're really calling me? I thought that you weren't, like, you. Like they think sometimes that we just playing.
They think we're like, she's unreachable.
You. Like, hi, this is Ivy. Are you ready? Like, and then I start the conversation just as Danny has it on her script. And you know, here and there, some of them they'll tell you, I don't have that much in my bank account now. I want to do it on Friday. So having that conversation is just like compromises the person to do it right away, because the goal is to close them there. But if they're not ready, as they're speaking to you, they're gonna tell you about their kids. At least that's what they do with me. They tell me about their life. And what I do, I always have a notebook and I'm taking notes, because what they're sharing is their pain points. Those points in their life that are painful. So what I do is I just start like, okay, so and then one thing that they tell me, it raises up another question that I want to know. So since they're so open, then I take advantage of knowing it specifically those pain points, so that I can come back and use them to close them.
Now, notice that the advantage of contacting them on the phone is the fact that they are open. Via text, those conversations do not make a person compromise with opening up to you.
Yeah.
All right. So if you've been doing it by just text, share a cart, it's probably time for you to step up your game and do it professionally. And text presentation, then close them up.
Yeah.
And that's how professionals do it. You want to talk about people that are like pulling some huge numbers. They get that personal touch in the presentation or after the presentation. I'm telling you, because you got to make time for prospecting, at least 80 to 90% of your time. You got to make time. That is priority. New blood. And that's something that she concentrates on. And this year she is on another level.
Yeah, I have, like, really. It's true.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. If you're not thinking about elite right now, you're thinking too small. All right? Elite must be the goal at all times. How do you get there? By making Success Club. And how does your team get there? By you teaching Success Club. So if you're not teaching Success Club, that's the reason you're not Premier Elite. And that's the reason why you're not duplicating. So think about that. How do I teach my new coaches Success Club? You can start by teaching them how to get their money back, their investment. What was their investment? A challenge pack, right? Let's teach you, let's help you get your money back. Who can you enroll first? Who wants to do the same thing you're doing? Friends do what friends do. Who can we contact? Who should I be in contact with?
And yeah, that's a good. That's what we teach
in our team.
One thing that this year, like after coming back from, but that's the good thing about going to events, and we always go to Danny Johnson. If you haven't done it, please make it a goal this year. Go to one of the first steps to success, because maybe Stephanie can tell you, her experience and what she learned there, and we can tell you. But when you go, it's just
totally.
Like totally different, and you get so many good points that will totally transform your life. and totally will transform your business and the way you think and the way you do things. That you probably think you're doing it right, and you frustrated, así que se dice.
You get frustrated.
Yeah, and then you tend to like not be creative, not look for, not dig deeper for the reason and the purpose why you decided to be a coach. So when we came back, I was sitting in my desk in my office, and I was writing things down to do a training that I needed to do. We're doing coach basis training in the team, and it was my turn. So I was writing things down, and as I was writing things down, I just felt in my heart that God put in my heart, transform 1,000. You know, we're doing transform 20. And that word didn't come out because we're doing the workout. It's just, it came out it just came to my head, like to my heart, transform 1,000. The number 1,000 came up, and I was like, but that's too many people. I can't. Look the limitation, look how limited our mind are. Like sometimes when you got to come out of your own head sometimes. And I'm thinking 1,000 for us to do it is a lot of people in 1 year. Granted, we can do a lot more. So then I'm there like meditating, and God is like, no, you're not doing it on your own. The whole team is gonna do it together. Each coach will bring 3 new people as minimum every single month to their challenge group that will commit for a whole year to transform their life completely, because it takes 21 to 30 days for someone to create new habits. It takes 90 days for someone to see changes, but it takes 1 year to see a real transformation. And we're looking for 1,000 women that will give themselves a whole year to transform their life, so that we can celebrate them at the end of the year. I'm not talking about those who's gonna come and who's going to cancel. I'm talking about the ones who's gonna stick to the end. Because what that means is that we are going to change 1,000 families, because every woman represents one family. So I talked to Carlos about it, and I said, look what I put in my heart. I'm going to present this to the team tonight on our call. And I did, and I just went on and I said, look, I know we're coaches. We want to sell challenge packs. We want to do a group. We want to make money. But let's put purpose. Let's put heart to this. And let's like truly change life and help these women to transform their life, to give you 1 year of their life doing this, because at the beginning it's not going to be hard. No, it's not going to be easy. Like you guys know that because you went through it too, but you still here. How about if, and then I started like calculating the numbers and breaking them down. And then,
that's out of her comfort zone, guys, when you do that, because she's like, you could see her heart right now. She's telling you, but you know, when she started talking numbers, it's hard for her to do it.
Yeah, I'm
not driven by that.
He's a numbers guy. I'm like, let's do this. This is the vision movement. I'm the one who's always talking, recruiting, inviting, doing live videos. That's me. And he's the one that always come up and punch numbers, and this is the breakdown. I'm like, I don't want to know about numbers. I don't want to know about that. I don't know if you know about gems, but he's a ruby emerald. Okay. So,
they're asking, like, what gem are they?
Okay, so I'm a pearl sapphire, and I'm all about helping, and you know how sapphire.
And then she's spontaneous.
And then I'm like, let's do this. This is what we're gonna do. And I'm like, look, 1,000 lives, 1,000 women. And then I did everything. I broke it down. I pull up those numbers, multiply the numbers, and divide it by everybody, by month, by week. And then I said, out of your commission, what we're gonna do next, you're gonna take 5 to 10% of that, and we're gonna put it into a funding account. And we're gonna use that money to go help the needy, and to qualify one woman every month that cannot pay for her challenge pack. Oh. But we know that she really needs a change. And we're going to invest in that one person that will qualify. And those funds will cover that challenge pack for that one mother, that as she changes, her husband changes, her kids changes, and we change one life a month because we have invested in that person with our own income with Beachbody. And then the rest, we're gonna use it for the poor and the people that we're gonna do missions and things like that. So, like find a cause, find something that will move people's hearts, that will move your team, that will get them in touch with real life. It's not all about working. It's not all about recruiting. It's not all about making money. It is really transforming lives. And when that happens, it's like it just takes their head into a whole different level because you're no longer thinking about your necessity. You're no longer thinking about gotta pay off this debt. Yeah, you're gonna do that doing this. And there is something about us human that when we stop thinking only about ourselves and become selfless, and you changing someone's life because you're sacrificing your time, your knowledge, your energy to help other women to change who have invested in their lives, and you're getting paid for that, and then you use that to bless others. It just changes the game, and that is the vision for this year in our team. And everyone, like we put together a post, an invite post that all of us are using it. And that is just to make a movement. And Carlos helped me to put it together. And he's very business driven and numbers again, and be specific, the type of woman. I'm like, okay, I got it. Yeah, this is the type of person that
she was like, come on, everybody, let's do this thing. I'm like, who are you calling? Like, who's supposed to answer the call? So we had to get that little bit of my ruby emerald in there. And who are you attracting? Like, who do you want to do the call to action to? So she was specific. This applies to bam, 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 this type of woman. Okay, they need to be focused, self-motivated. They got to be somebody that is accountable. So a lot of people will immediately disqualify themselves as they read it.
Right.
Why? Because the people that we want to answer to that call are people that are qualified to run, qualified to actually earn the time with her.
Right.
So once you get to a level where, you know what, I have to have the posture of someone who cannot waste time because we got families, we got kids, we got things we got to take care of, then you're actually going to have more time.
Carlos, can you speak to what posture means for them?
Okay. Posture means when you look at what you offer that has value. Okay. And the way that I normally illustrate this is Beachbody is the company that has risked it all. And all we're doing is running on a system that already works. Here it is. Did you pay for the customer service team that they've put together that cost them $2 million to run? Did you put together everything that has to do with labeling and legal fees and trademarks? Did you pay for that? Millions of dollars invested. Did you invest $250 million in BOD, Beachbody On Demand? Did you invest in Shakeology? Every Shakeology flavor has over 2 years of research. Did you put the money up front for that? No. Are you paying contracts, multi-million-dollar contracts to these super trainers? No. You know what you're paying? $15.95 to ride on a system that absolutely works.
That's true.
Do you have results right now?
Yeah.
Then you know for a fact it works. So then when somebody that you're talking to tries to put down what you're representing, I'm sorry, but my chest is out of what I represent because I know the system works. It is a great company. The products are awesome. And I get to act as a franchisee for $15.95.
That's true.
I didn't have to put the system up. I didn't have to put all that together. All I am is a connector. I am connecting people to a product. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't connect emotionally when I'm prospecting. Remember what I told you? I used to go to people like, hey, what's up, man? You want to do the Navy? Well, you know what? Hey, what's up? You want to get in shape? That's simple. Like, oh, you already go to the gym? So what are you doing for nutrition? I'm not connected to the outcome because my job is to connect them with a product.
Mm-hmm.
That what? Our opportunity provides. So when somebody comes to me, I have a posture of a business person. And what most people do not have is the posture of a business person. They're still tied to the paycheck mentality. I am thinking about profits. I already invested my $1,400 a year. Everything else is a profit. That's all I'm thinking. That's it. Like, let's say that you have $1,500 right now. Put it in an account. Your business is paid for. Go to work. Everything else is profit. Like, look at it that way. And when I talk to someone, I am really genuinely trying to solve a problem. Because they either have a fitness problem, they have an obesity problem, or a nutrition problem. And then I just get in there and see how our system and our products fit. Normally, my first offer, obviously, is always a challenge pack. But if they cannot afford a challenge pack, I do offer other alternatives. Okay? It gets to the point where, you know what? Since you can't afford it right now, join our free community and a free group. Go in there. That's it. Because you want to keep those people around you. And the moment they can't afford it, they will message you. We've had people be in our community for 2 years, 3 years. And then they say, you know what? I'm actually going to step up this year and I'm going to make it happen. And then they contact us and buy a challenge pack. But you want to keep your people around you, people that follow you and they love who you are and they're your fan and they're your faithful follower. It's not that they don't want to buy from you. It's just that it's not the right time. And we can be asphyxiated with, oh man, they're not coming to me. They're not actually buying from me. Something's wrong with me. No, nothing's wrong with you. Because let me tell you this. Like I put this in the team, I think. Who likes Coca-Cola?
Right.
Look at that. Look. Who likes Pepsi? Okay. And who likes like flavored drinks, like Fanta and stuff like that? Don't give me the Beachbody coach answer, please. Let's think about what before we were coaches.
Okay.
Okay, again, who likes Coca-Cola? Be honest. Okay, who doesn't like Coca-Cola and likes Pepsi instead?
Ew.
There you go. See, look at that. Even name calling out. but look at this. The reason I'm saying this is because not everyone likes your cola. And when you're presenting Beachbody, it may be the cola that they don't like. And why would you get offended that somebody doesn't want to have what you offer? But there are people out there that are looking for what we offer. And sometimes they just need a taste of it. So that's why we invite them into our communities. That's why we send them a free workout sample. That's why we invite them into a 7-day clean eating or, the clean week. And you give them a small experience.
I have a question.
I have a question. Ask some questions.
So as far as your free group, is it an ongoing, like a landing page for everyone that you talk to that might not quite be ready? Or is it a constant, like, are you constantly re-inviting to a new separate group for like a free challenge?
It's a constant free community. It's just stuff that she shares in there.
Okay.
She just shares random stuff in there. And it's not a constant structure. It's just a way, because a Facebook like page does not show on your newsfeed as much as a group does. And a group shows up more on somebody's newsfeed than a like page. So if you get people that are really interested in you, they go into this free group and they start to get more, I would say, closer to you because they see you in another environment. They're more inclined to send you a message and ask you a question. And in their mind that you are their coach. So you're conditioning people to be in your team, to be in your group. So sometimes people are not ready. That's why I'm saying, like, you may not like the cola that I offer right now, but by me giving you a little taste and here and there, you kind of like get, I kind of like this cola. You know what? I want a whole bottle. And then they come and get the challenge pack.
And you don't feel that people are content enough you don't feel that, or how to word this, that you're not providing enough information in the free group that they would never feel the need to enroll. I want to share enough that it provides value without giving them the whole thing for free.
Right. So if you have that question, what do you provide in a chat in a free group? You always provide what we do, and provide what you do daily. What do I do? What? When people want the how, they need to enter a challenge group.
So just showing.
So when they start asking you, so how do you do this? So how do you do that? And how? Well, that's what we teach inside our group. So that's when you invite a person into a challenge. You give for free the what we do and what we do in testimony and this and that. What. But when they ask the how, you need to invest in yourself.
Yeah, so you're not providing meal plans as a free group. You're not just like.
No.
Okay, thank you.
I have another question. You were saying that like if you won't sell a challenge pack, you'll kind of go to something else and then even to the free group. What are those kind of something else's in between? Because don't you have like a 3-month free?
No.
Oh, it's 14 days. So do you do that, or like what's your kind of like in between?
You want to do it?
You can hack at it if you want.
You can. What we do is that we always go for a challenge pack.
We go to the highest challenge.
To the highest.
The highest challenge pack for us is a deluxe package. Right. We don't normally run into the Transform 20 for people outside. Okay. The way we run our team is everyone comes in with Mes de Mas, because Mes de Mas is our entry point. Nobody else enters with any other challenge pack but Mes de Mas. That's our goal because of our Latino community goal. Right. But you can make a flag program that your team runs on. Okay. And then we graduate them into Transform 20. But our deluxe package is a 240 package. That's why everybody comes in unless they say they don't have the money. It's always that one. Then we add the 3-day refresh to it all the time. All the time. It's like that is automatic in it. And then we tailor it down and say, well, I only have $190. Okay. Then we have the basic package. It's $180. Plus shipping is $190 something. Can you afford that? Yes. Okay, then you can get the 3-day refresh later. All right, let's process this. Boom, boom, boom. And if they can't afford that, bring it down one step further and we put them on BOD.
And everything over the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I just did that last night after the events that we had in Tampa. I had a prospect that I was helping her, and I took all of her information, like that conversation, and taking notes. So I did a follow-up, and she couldn't roll in the day that we agreed. And then she told me she got sick. So I was like, okay. She wrote back yesterday morning, and then after the event, I reached out to her and I said, look, I have a couple of minutes to help you. And she called me, and when we were doing the enrollment, because she only had the 180 to enroll, then
this is a true story, and we're not making this up. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was last night.
Watch this. 180 plus taxes and shipping came out to 194. What?
Wait, but you jump into the story. jumping
because
into the story.
it's funny.
This is what happened. I'm taking the information and I tell her, let's add the 3-day refresh. It is something that we do. We add the 3-day refresh for everybody, unless if they can afford it right there. But I do promote a lot the 3-day refresh to start cleaning their body. And most of the people buy, especially when they come in as a coach, it's only $33. So, and then
as a client, it's offered both ways right now.
$33. Okay, so you see, he knows about the numbers. He said as a client too. Anyway, so I added the 3-day refresh, and it came out to 200 something. So then she goes, oh, I only have $190.
She said 190, yeah.
And then I said, okay, so let's remove the 3-day refresh and let's see what's the number. So she goes and I go and I remove it and I put the information. So the system gave us the price, and it was $196.
No, it was 194.
194.
Yeah.
And 54 cents.
No, and 10 cents.
And 10 cents. You see? I had her on speaker. He was there the whole time. And she goes, okay, so let me check my account because I think I only have 194. And when she checked the account, she goes, oh, I have 194 and 58 cents. I said, well, then you have enough to purchase your challenge pack.
Bam.
Boom.
We left her with 40 cents in her account.
40 cents in her bank account, and she came in as a coach.
But look here. We are not going to leave her stray. We're not going to lead her, make a sacrifice this hard for her, and not follow up, and not be there, and not have an immediate system that she can follow. So what we do is we immediately make sure that she receives an email from us. She immediately is going to receive contact information that she can. So we don't want to allow that people that make a sacrifice like she did last night. I was like, wow. And she was sick with the flu, but she wanted to do this. Yeah. So we do care. And yes, the numbers need to be there. We have to hit the goals, but we do care about the person's personal sacrifice that they make every single time, because we know when we did it, we maxed out our credit cards. When we got started in Beachbody, we had $200 in as it. And when the next Shakeology hit, we were like, well, so long Shakeology, because we ain't got no money. And then she was like, forget that, I'm gonna start selling. So she started selling. And that's how we started. Yeah.
So how long have you guys been a coach?
3 years.
3.
2.5. 3.
2.5.
6 months. 6 months.
6 months.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's
6
awesome.
months, or don't get intimidated. This is your time.
Yeah. One tip one of many tips that I can give you is that, take advantage of social media, take advantage of doing lives, start speaking to people's mind as you're already their coach, even though they're not in. And because that's something that I started doing when we thought that the business was going to disappear 3 years ago.
5 years? No. Yeah, so 5 years into it?
Yeah.
Almost 5 years into it, we were going to quit the business.
Right.
And the reason we're going to quit the business is because we were emotionally invested in people.
Can you speak to that a little bit? Because I have some, just the how you have to maintain that balance and those boundaries and that protection, because clearly, especially you guys have a heart of service as well, but this is a business as well, and being able to balance that, because you have to be very careful with your energy and how much you're giving, like you said, because you can get very burnt out and very disappointed and very frustrated, because, just speaking to some people that I know in the room who love to give of their time, and how they can get caught up in that. Can you speak a little bit to that in your experience?
When we got hit pretty much with people that they didn't identify with our vision. Okay, that's why yours needs to be clear to your team. And I think that we failed as leaders to communicate that clearly.
Right.
And because we didn't do it clearly, people were leaving. And we were like, what's going on? We've invested so much time in these people. And now they're going off and doing their own thing. And they just decided to quit. And we were pretty much heartbroken because we thought we had created relationships. We thought that we had actually like set up a roadmap for each one.
We had a social club.
And that's all we really had.
That's what we had.
We had a team that liked to hang out, pretty much.
Right.
And they were, consumers. They were Shakeology consumers. They liked to, hanging out. And that's about it. But nothing with individual vision. We had vision to where we wanted to go, but we failed to communicate that with them so that they catch on their own vision.
We took full responsibility of that happening because we as the head of the team, as leaders, didn't know how to communicate the vision clearly so that they understood this is where the team wants to go. But at the same time, what we felt it was that we didn't take the time to have that conversation with them and discover, like, where do you want to go? What do you want in your life? Like, let me hear you so that I know if you are for us and with us in this journey. And that's where we felt very short. And when they were leaving, it was heartbreaking. And to be honest with you, I thought that I was gonna stop being a coach. Like I said, I told Carlos, I'm like, I'm not coaching anymore. I'm just gonna go and get a job. I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with people anymore. And I was crying. I remember that we had so much debt.
Plus, yeah.
So much situations happening.
We had financial pressure.
Yeah.
We were paying a rent because we moved out from Virginia Beach down to Florida, Jacksonville. We were paying rent, $1,700 rent, and an empty house in Virginia. So we were paying a $2,000 mortgage, $1,700 rent, and we had $34,000 in debt of credit cards, unsecured cards. And just my check, and then her check was just going down because her team started to leave. So we're like, okay, I guess we need to quit this coaching thing. But in reality, when we realized that it was us that made the mistake, and that's the reason why you need to be at events. Mm-hmm. And we don't recommend any other trainer in network marketing other than Danny Johnson. Because we solely give credit to the reason why we got out of there because of her training and her coaching. Once we took on what is called War on Debt, we said, okay, you know what? The only cash machine we have is Beachbody. So let's do this, because a job, where are you going to be? A greeter at Walmart? What are you going to do?
Yeah, he confronted me. He says, so you're going to show your kids that it's okay to give up? So then he connected me to my why. Yeah. And now I just started crying like a pearl.
But it's
then
true.
I say, you know what? I'm going to start working on me, and I'm going to take personal development seriously. And I started reading more. I started like taking time for my spiritual growth, for my personal growth, for my professional growth, my business growth. And I took time every single morning to read and apply. And then from there on, I started going live, sharing what I already knew, being a coach, fitness and nutrition, but at the same time giving a message of hope, like in sharing my story, because honestly, I was like telling people what I was going through. And that started like connecting people with my testimony. And then from there on, and I used to tell them, like, if it wouldn't be for fitness and nutrition and I'm going through all of this, I will go back to my 20 pounds. And then, you know, answering what you said or going back to what you're saying, Stephanie, like disconnecting the emotion with the business. At that moment, I couldn't be emotional. I couldn't be thinking about the people who didn't want to listen to me or those who want to listen to me. I was thinking about my kids. I was thinking about the debt. I was thinking about either this or going down the rent.
I was considering to file bankruptcy.
Yeah.
For real. I was on the brink of just putting all the paperwork together and all that. And then, January hit and we got invited to 22-minute hardcore test group.
That was an answer.
That was an answered prayer that she was like, you know what, God? She told God, she said, if this is for me, give me a sign.
Yeah.
Bam, 22-minute hardcore test group.
And it was the very first test group that we were invited. And when that happened, I said, okay. And then I that's when I really took this so serious. And I was like, let's just produce. Let me invite. Let's get these people in. There are people that need what we have. And I just became fearless, honestly. Not that I feel sometimes, we all go through doubt and fear. That's normal. But I just connected to my why, and I said, I can't. If we give up, we just basically letting our kids know it's okay for you to give up in any situation as you grow older. And that responsibility, it was really what pushes us. So if you don't have a clear why, to this point you don't cry when you think about it, then you really have to dig deeper. Because you have to be connected so that you can stay productive and increasing your income and put a goal and be intentional. Like I told Carlos, I remember that I told Carlos, we did something, but we needed a new bed. We needed to pay the credit cards. We had to pay it. So the money was, the people started coming and the money started growing, the income started growing. And we were paying, the credit card, but at the same time, I remember that we needed a new bed, a new mattress. And we went and we got one. And I said, I'm going to make Beachbody is the one who's going to pay for this. And I started hustling even more because now we're paying off the credit card debt, but also I have this $5,000 bed that we bought that we needed because I said we got to take care of our body too when we sleep.
We invested in a Tempur-Pedic.
We did. And it was let's just do it. Let's not thinking about it. Let's just do it.
Let me tell you something. It just put a little bit more pressure.
It does.
And sometimes you do need pressure. Okay. And I know pearls are sensitive to pressure, but you do need.
You think?
Yeah. So you do need some kind of pressure in your life to really react and get off your butt. So sometimes it's good to stretch yourself, but don't do it in a way that's kind of stupid, right?
Yeah.
So when we did that, our income had tripled. Okay, we're not saying that, we were earning $1,000 or something like that. No, our income tripled. Our income was it was close to $12,000 a month when we decided to do that. But she wanted to stretch it a little bit more. And she said, Beachbody going to pay for this one.
Yeah, because I know how fast I could get to my comfort zone. So I was like, okay, we're paying down these credit cards. We have some leeway to make this purchase. And we did it. And that was just another motivation for me not to.
And when we paid it off, it was more fuel.
Yeah.
And we use Beachbody as a cash cow. For real. That's what we use it for. When we want to make investments and we want to do something, we say Beachbody going to pay for this. and we just put the activity on and let's go. Yeah, for real. One of the reasons why I was able to retire out of the military and not go get a government job like every other person that retired out of the military, is because I said, okay, if we're not making more than what I make in the military, which was $74,000 a year, then I'm just going to go get another job. But we went beyond that. And we crushed our goals. We went from almost in bankruptcy to paying off all that debt and making over $200,000 that year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one decision.
Yeah.
That's it. And when you ask successful coaches, what did you do? What was the difference? It was just a decision. When you decide that this is not a joke, that this is not just any little business that you have on the side, or when you take this serious and you say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes until, okay? Because there's people that say, I'm going to give it a try. There's people that say, I'm going to give it 6 months. I'm going to give it a year. Well, I already know you're going to fail. Because if you say, and you give yourself a time frame, this is not going to work for you because there's going to be ups and downs. If we would have said, we're going to do this until maybe 5 years. And if it doesn't work, then we're out of here. At the 5-year mark is when we had that. Our goal is beyond a time frame. Our goal is to impact as many people as possible. She put that mark up of 1,000, but I don't have a end. Okay, my drive is until. Why? Until I'm out of breath.
I know, Ruby. I know you.
Until you go, look, you go to sleep when you die. Not now.
No, and I appreciate him being like that, because if you, two pearls together can do this, like it's impossible. But he gives me balance, and sometimes, I have to like, okay, let's cut it there. This is too much. I cannot handle that.
And I realize that
and
sometimes.
Then I tell him, like, calm down, like, but you need that balance. So you, like, if you have a success partner, or even like have that conversation at home and find out what's the gem of your husband, like put it together, support each other, or find somebody who is the opposite gem of you, but that you guys, that you ladies are driven with the same vision and the same goal as a team, but then working for what you really, the reason why you're really here. But you need that person that can really like refocus you. Like Carlos tell me, all right, you're babysitting too much today. Now, come on, let's focus. And babysitting meaning getting too personal and too emotional with someone or a group of people.
Because she really wants to help him, and I understand that.
That's just my, I could easily become a babysitter, and he just pulled me back, and he's like, hey, wake up, we gotta do this. And that's fine.
I have the experience in the military. I have the experience of enabling people and really not allowing them to shine in their strength. And I have the experience where I see that you make codependent people and you make independent people. And the people that you do things for will be dependent of you. So if you're doing things for your team, they are a codependent team. So they will not function when you're not there. But when you get to that magic point where your team functions without you, is when you're going to see growth and where you see an experience duplication in your team. We have people that make Emerald and we don't even know who they are. We go, oh, who's this person? And then you're like, oh, that was a client that turned into a coach. I didn't even know she went Emerald. Like, what happened? Because we got some discount coaches that all of a sudden turn on, boom. And they're like, they go Emerald. And we're like, who is this person?
And that happened because we invite the team and the challengers to our team call every week.
Yeah. Our clients and coaches and discount coaches are in the team call.
Are in the team call.
We don't exclude clients.
Right. And we
call them clients. We don't call them customers.
Right. And the coaches' clients also, we tell them, invite the people in your group who are your clients. Expose them, because they're the ones that are already in. And because of that, we have seen, clients turn on as a coach, or discount coaches go and help 2 people and they become Emerald, and we're like, what? So, get them involved. It doesn't matter. Let them listen. They probably have no idea, but just let them listen. Like, I know you're here, you're probably here for the first time, but this is our community. We want you to be exposed to what we do, because you never know. So that's something that we've been doing for the past 2 years. No, past 2 years.
Madre,
When we thought that we were gonna stop being a coach, we were like, let's get everybody in.
Look, since 2016, we have really turned our business upside down to how we operated, to a huge community that it's almost like a bonfire. Everybody's around it and everybody's happy. Like if you're doing a fire by the beach and it's your whole team comes, are you gonna tell a person that didn't bring wood or fuel that they can't be around the fire? So that right there is telling a person they're not important. Okay, if somebody wants to hang out and be by the fire and feel good that they're part of the team, then let them be. But if we're like, oh, you didn't bring a piece of wood? Oh no, you can't be here. Like, oh, you didn't make Success Club? Then you can't be here. Oh, you're not helping people? Well, you can't be here. No, because to give you the analogy of a gym and a gym owner doesn't go to the person that just got off the treadmill and wants a sugar-filled smoothie. You don't say, hey, what's up, man? What's up with that gut? No gym owner does that. They don't beat down their coaches. They don't beat down, because if someone in a gym is paying for their membership.
It is an auto-ship. It's just.
But I'm just dropping a hint. If they're on auto ship, if they're paying Beachbody on demand, you are benefiting. Therefore, they have a place in your team. But as long as somebody's coming to the gym, and I don't care if they eat a pizza right after they work out, I'm not going to put them down and say, hey, man, high five.
And that's something that we
And
learned.
That's the culture that needs to be in your team.
Yeah, and that's what we learn,
mistakes we make.
Mistakes that you make. And maybe you're thinking like, wow, my team is not like that. Those ladies, they don't listen to me. They're just hard-headed. Like, that happens in every team. One thing that has really helped us, especially me, because, men, they don't really get into that sentimental conversation and emotional because they're just not like that. But us, women, we just get into it. We take it personal when someone says something or they don't want to listen to you. What really, really has helped me is not entertaining negativity, gossiping, none of that. Like my coaches,
we stop gossip like that.
They don't come to me talking about another team member. I learned that. And the reason why the team disintegrated, it was because of gossiping. It was because of chisme, like talking behind each other. And me as the leader didn't know.
Allowing it.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. So going to Danny Johnson again, and
learning how to diffuse gossip.
Yeah.
And if you learn how to diffuse gossip, you don't tolerate that. And when you make that mark, the team is like, okay, such and such just messaged me talking about such and such, and we stop it right there.
Yeah.
And we made a culture as, if you hear somebody talking negative, you hear somebody talking bad about another team member, message me. So I understand that some people are like, oh, well, you're making a lot of tattletellers. You're making people tattletell on each other. It's a way to police each other. I don't look at it as tattletelling or whatever. It's policing each other so that we don't have a negative environment.
Right.
And as soon as we see somebody be negative on the team, we immediately message them, give them a warning, and if we see something else again, they're out of the team.
Yeah, we delete their comments, we delete their posts.
We delete them out of the team, we kick them out of the team.
Yeah.
We do not accept negativity in the team. If you put down somebody, if you write anything negative in the team page, you're out.
Yeah.
And they know this. They know this.
Yeah.
So nothing is allowed that is not uplifting, edifying, positive, anything negative, anything, they're out.
Yeah. And if they want to talk,
and you have the right to fire people.
Yeah. And if you will give them the opportunity to talk to us, like talk upline, don't talk downline, don't talk
sideline.
Just come up and we'll listen to you. And we'll give you the best advice if you want one. But thank God that it has gotten under control.
That's because we went hard on culture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when you build culture, your team grows, right, even when you're not there.
Right.
But when you don't build culture and you allow things to just be, that's failed leadership. Okay. So what we got to look at is, am I being too much on them? Am I coming on the page to train and train and train? Or am I like too laid back that I'm just not even there? You need to have a balance that you do come in every now and then, that you do recognize. You do a lot of recognition. That helps culture, big recognition. And actually bringing the team together for team events, calls, corporate events, and just becoming the best promoter possible to get together.
And if you want to start where you are, do this. I started doing this since December. The end of the year celebration, I said, everyone wear something red. Let's go on a Zoom call. Let's celebrate. Bring water, bring in champagne. And we did that, and everyone wear something red. The other day, we were celebrating that the team hit elite.
Elite, yeah.
So I said, okay, everyone wear something pink. And we went live.
The entire team was like all up in there.
Yeah,
I was trying to find something pink.
No, you didn't have any.
I didn't have anything. I have something red.
He got a sticky note. And
I put a pink sticky note on my on the top. I'm representing.
But you know, that right there also, they feel that like they're part of something. And when you go live on Zoom live with all your girls, the people that are looking at you and looking at them, they're like, oh, look, all of them are all the same, because it happened to us. People were commenting, and that just creates more culture, more unity. And if you do things like that, it just creates more accountability and fun and warmth. Like they feel like more welcome. And another thing, just to leave it to you, that I was gonna mention, and this is very important, and I want to mention it because I'm going through it right now. Okay. I'm going through it right now. Again, after coming back from Danny Johnson, she's like, yeah, she drilled it. And
we are listening to the recordings.
We are listening to the recordings. One of the things she said, she mentioned, and I see, you know, her transformation for the past 10 years that we are coming to her events, and see how much she has grown. She talked so much about honoring people and respecting people. And I told Carlos, you know what? When we don't honor other people, it's because we want them to be like we want them to be. And we don't accept them for who they are. And we're dealing with people, and they all have different personality. So how about if we honor who they are and just help them be who they were created to be, so that they can be successful in the business. And right now, I don't want to talk, like, even if they do something, and I know I will be tested saying this and sharing this with Carlos. I told Carlos, even if I see something that is not positive about them, I'm just gonna focus on what they can do to be better, and not point what they didn't do or what they do and that is negative,
right,
and that is not helping them to grow with the business. Is not helping them to grow as a person, and it's not aligned with what they say the reason why they're here. So
what are we stopping?
Okay.
We're stopping our mouth.
Yeah.
Even though you may be talking to your spouse about something happening in the team, what you don't want is to prophesy with your mouth anything wrong with someone, because words have power. And we even though you may mean well, if you're criticizing or condemning or whatever against someone else, you're not honoring them. And we are policing ourselves on what comes out of our mouth, because it does have power.
And I want to tell you this, because maybe we're here and we're not talking about you talked about numbers. I'm not talking too much about numbers, but the thing of it is like, if you don't pay attention to these little things that has to do a lot with yourself and who you are and your emotions and how you treat others, then it is so hard to connect with the people that you want to bring to the team and the people that you already have in the team. And this is so important. Like, I am going through that right now. Like, I am telling you my real story as of now. And I started with Carlos when we went to that marriage retreat.
Hot marriage.
Yeah, with Downey. Her and her husband, they were sharing how they realized how important it was for them to express their feelings and their emotions and not to eat it in, like swallow it, because things were getting bad. In that moment, she always have you doing a little exercise. And I expressed to him how much, how I was feeling, the things that were going on with the business, me personal, us as a marriage. And he had a lot going on too that he didn't communicate to me, not because he was hiding it, it's because he didn't want to overwhelm me, and I didn't want to overwhelm him. But then we didn't realize that was getting us disconnected emotionally. And we are emotional beings. Once you realize that you're emotional being, that you're gonna get hurt, that things are gonna happen, that you're gonna explode one day you're gonna cry, that is normal. But you cannot allow your emotion to dictate your future. You cannot allow your emotion to dictate your business. You cannot allow your emotion not to let you work your daily activity for your business, and even your home with your kids, with your husband. And from that time on, I stopped calling my best friend to just vent about my husband. You know who I come? To him. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, ever since we put that in practice, gone. There's nothing that I'm like, you don't do this. I open.
Because you got to come clean, right? You got to come clean to your partner, and you got to be able to receive whatever they're saying without judgment.
Right.
And then we go vice versa. Our minds are clear, our heart is clear, and nobody else knows our dirty little secret but each other.
Right.
Your unit at home has to be right. And to be in business and you have issues at home is another added pressure. Yeah. Okay, so that's one of the things that we do, and we do help on that level to some of our team members are frustrated about communication, right. And we give them a little bit of, coaching on that side. Our team has a little bit more than just our products and right. coaches and Beachbody. We use our personal development to help them, guide them, and just bring something else special and better. So if you want to up your game, I don't know about you, but you need to register for the next Danny Johnson event. Yes. Okay. You want to develop leadership, that's where you need to be.
Yep. Compromise yourself and come. Next one is in April, right?
Well, in February, there's one.
February.
So if you can make it to that one, make it to that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her to go. She's in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, this should not be an excuse. If you absolutely cannot be there for a reason that is legitimate, then okay. But if you're choosing not to go, then that's on you.
And we're not getting paid for telling you this. Trust me.
No, because I'll send her a link right now. What's it?
Telling you this. But you have to make an investment, because it's just gonna make sense. Like everything's gonna start making sense in your life, in your family, in your business. You have to develop people skills, and it starts at home. If you cannot sell your vision to your spouse, there's a problem. You cannot sell it to the team. If you cannot sell it to your kids, you cannot sell it to the team. Your home is where your business starts. Your home is your ministry. Your home is everything. And that's where you have to start working. If there is anything at home that is dividing you from your spouse, you got to fix it at the moment you go back from this retreat. Like, make it right. It doesn't matter if you cry. It doesn't matter if it hurts you. It does not matter. You make it right. Look, own it. Whatever that happened in the past, whatever that happened years ago, forget it. Own it. Let it go. Make it right. Like, you have no excuses. You have no right to not make it right, because I don't know who of you are moms. I don't know what your dreams are, but you have a responsibility for your next generation. Listen to me. Your best friend is not going to do it for you. Your mom is not going to do it for you. Your boss is not going to do it for you. Stephanie is not going to do it for you. your teammates not going to do it for you. You are 100% responsible, and you have to make it right if you are serious about your future and if you're serious about this. And I tell you this is because we have gone through this. And you know why it is important to go to events, to do meetings like this, like you guys are together, to doing calls like this, is because the more you listen to those who are ahead of you, the more you learn and the less mistake you will make. And when they come, you're gonna remember, oh, this is what Danny said, this is what Stephanie said, this is what Carlos said, this is what Ivy said. Let me do this to not make it even worse. And that's gonna help you when it comes to time to talk to your ladies, to talk to your crybabies that you may have right now, to talk to your goal-getters who are just driven and are a little bit insensitive sometimes. You know, I have one here, and we know that, and it's nothing wrong with that, that you are able to shut up and listen. And as they talking to you, you don't take nothing personal, but that you understand that they're speaking to you because that's where they are, and you really have to listen to them. The more you develop that muscle of listening to them, the better you will connect and the better that you will direct them. Let me tell you this, that's gonna start home with your spouse. Shut up and listen. It hurts what you're telling me. I feel like I wanna punch you right now, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna honor you, and I'm not gonna try to change you. But if you want anything from me, any advice, I will tell you what you can do, and then it is up to you to take it. That right there is just gonna bring so much meaning into your culture as a team, into your culture as a family. And it's gonna get you guys, mira, unbreakable. Like, it doesn't matter what happened, you have my back.
Here's the reason why she's saying that. When we could do that here, you can do that with each team member, right? You want your marriage to be unbreakable.
Yeah.
Well, once you do that in your marriage, now you have practice, now you have the tool, and then you bring it to your next team members and your leaders, and you talk to them, and you make them unbreakable, and you make their spouse situation unbreakable. And then you make your relationship with each other unbreakable. What happens to the team? Unbreakable. It unstoppable. I'm telling you. Like, I know our team, there's leaders in there that are like, what do you guys want us to do? Like, they'll jump, they'll do whatever. But it's not because we want to impose anything on them. It's because they just want to make things happen as a team. So, I don't know if you're done. Are you done? Okay, but
she asked a question.
Yeah. Which of the Danny events has been the most like game changing?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome question. The most life-changing.
She feels like you're speaking direct. Evie was just
all
speaking.
of my personal issues has just been like laid out there, and we're gonna work on it.
Okay. Number one, you cannot go to a Hot Marriage Secrets without being a Dynasty graduate. Okay. Number two, you cannot go to Dynasty without being a First Steps to Success graduate. So you need to go to all of them. So start at First Steps, go to Dynasty, and when they offer Hot Marriage Secrets, go to it. They're huge investments, but they're worth every single little penny of it. And for us, it's coming consistently to these events that have made it really eye-opening, because every First Steps to Success, a lot of people say, why do you go to the same event? It's the same event. Why do you keep going? It's because as she develops, we develop.
Yes.
And you're not going to be able to earn a 4-year degree in one session. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it in one semester. So you need to go to how many semesters in order to get a 4-year degree? Well, that's how many events it takes you to get to that aha moment, to get to that point where you actually go, oh, I get it. That's how you do it. But you may go to one event and you'll fill up one specific need and go home and fix it. Then you go to another event and then like, oh, I got to work on that one too. And then go home and fix it. So it takes over time of attending events to be able to fix things in your life. And I would not recommend that you just do one event and grab as much as you can from it. Start at first steps, go to Dynasty and go to the next level. We've even done one-on-one coaching with her.
It's like, look at it this way. You are valuable. Your family needs you. You're worth it. So that's a 3-day that you will be disconnected from every distraction that does not allow you to grow because of so much going on out there. So you invest in your life 3 days that are gonna completely full for you. Like
It's gonna change your life.
Fulfill you, like is in a way that you're gonna come out of there with a different vision and knowing that there's a lot of things you gotta fix. And let me tell you, those who attend Donnie, it's gonna be like a crumble, but it's good. But it's good because you will know exactly what to do and exactly what to focus on.
Yeah.
It will be a blessing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It's totally worth it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I want to honor your guys' time. Any questions that any ladies have? Do you have any questions, Carla? Any questions? One question I do have, just to ask to give some advice to the girls, as you guys are talking about the business on social media, right? You know, like what is your kind of strategy, or what is it that you guys do to kind of speak to those potential business builders? You know, what type of things do you do to help you attract, you know, the people who would be interested in the builders? Or do you guys typically just do customers first and then get your coaches from the customers?
I think there's a ratio that we have.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably 70-30.
70-30 from what?
Yeah, clients 70 and 30% coaches.
Mm-hmm.
But when we close them, we normally sign them up as coaches for the discount.
Okay.
So we have a lot of discount coaches.
Yeah.
We have a lot. We have personally sponsored. It's around 300 discount coaches.
Okay.
And it's around 60 that work the business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discount coaches, you plant the seed and you let them know, you know, like who do you know? This is what you can do. This is what you can make. And then when it comes in social media, it's just sharing your story, what the business has done for you. Because I noticed that the ladies that I have called on the phone, they tell me, yeah, I'm going to start working with me on me because I do want to help other women. I do want to do what you do. So that tells me that they're listening when I talk about the opportunity publicly. Because I don't go there intentionally talk about business. I don't do it like that.
But she says it all the time. She's always consistently saying it. I am helping other women start their own business. I'm helping other women start their own business. So we talk about transformation. She does, you know, transformation pictures and stuff like that. But at the same time, when we do any lives that feature a coach, we want to highlight that they are now coaches and that they're now helping. So people that follow do see that there is a progress, or like a line of participation. You come in for the transformation, and then you eventually get to help people. It's like her following understand this, and it's even on the description on Instagram. Like that's what she does. Helps people with fitness and then help you start a business. So it's that specific that helps them understand what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
You're welcome. We could be here forever, but
Yeah.
I know. That's why I was like, I know. I want to make sure I want to honor your time. It's been a while, and I appreciate the time that you guys have given us.
Yeah. Yes. I feel inspired.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Así que a guayar la yuca.
Aguayar la yuca.
Yep, aguayar la yuca.
Yeah.
That's what it's funny that you say that. Yesterday we were in Tampa and Idalis was there and we were working out. So there was these two guys. I think they were family members of the coach who was hosting the Super Saturday.
And they're from DR.
And they're from DR,
they're
from
not
Dominican
coaches.
Republic. They're not coaches, they're just visiting. And DR, we are loud people, we just loud. And he was just going, aguayar yuca, vamos! Like he was being loud, the entire room, you could hear his voice, and Idalis was getting upset.
Idalis don't understand that. Like she didn't understand why he was shouting out.
And I couldn't concentrate because I was just laughing.
And that dude was like, aguayar la yuca, vamos! Like, muévase mejor, que esto no es un resort, muévase. And like, we're like, oh my God. And she was like, why is this guy shouting?
So what yar means is grind. Like
grind.
When you use the grinder is to grind. And I always say that you have to really grind to make things happen.
And,
and
one last just that I thought about. So like final thoughts are like a final word for, because we have coaches who have girls here, even myself, we've put in effort. We've been working this business. And maybe we haven't seen, the success we would like. And sometimes you're like you guys felt, should I stop this? Has it been worth the effort? I'm tired. I feel like I'm doing what I need to do, or maybe, and it's really asking ourselves, are we really doing what we need to do? Having that honest conversation with ourselves. But just that one final message of to keep going, or just to, as long as what would you say, to that person who's like, I really want, I thought about just doing the very basic because I'm just tired of pushing.
Okay.
Me dan miedo cuando se ponen así callados.
They're like,
yeah.
Don't be afraid. But it's just this, right? If you don't have a vision, you're gonna quit. If you don't have a strong why, you're going to quit. I'm telling you right now, you may not be here in the next call that we do as a team. So I always tell our team members, we're gonna quit after you quit. So I'm gonna be here and you're gonna quit before I do.
Yeah, that's what Carly tells us.
I always tell them that. I was like, look, when you're gonna quit? You're gonna quit before I do. So I'm gonna still do my job. I'm still gonna be out there prospecting. Good luck catching up. Because that's my Ruby talking.
And he does that all the time. We're gonna do this with you or without you. So when someone is thinking about have that type of mentality.
Yeah, some people have a mentality like, oh, you guys are where you are because of me. Like you guys are earning money because I buy my challenge pack. And we're like, nah, let me tell you, a $70 commission is not gonna make me rich. That's not what makes this happen. So I'm very clear on that. And are you clear? My question to you is, are you clear in your vision?
Right.
Are you clear on what it is that you want to accomplish? Where do you want to be 2 to 3 years from now? Is it clear enough? And 5 to 7 years from now, where do you want to be when it comes to building your wealth?
Right.
Because it can surely happen. Okay.
We're just getting started.
We've earned around $600,000 in commissions in Beachbody, and we feel like we're just getting started.
We're just getting started.
We haven't even scratched the surface yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, you know what? We have to keep going because we have not made the impact that we want to actually make. What is the impact that you want to leave behind in this world?
Yeah.
You have to be so freaking clear about it.
Right.
If you're not clear about it, and nothing gets you up in the morning, you don't have a strong enough why. So you're going to have to dig deep and say, okay, what is my philosophy about my life? What is my life about? And what is the legacy I want to leave behind? So why am I doing this?
Yeah, and one thing that I will tell you, Stephanie, and everyone here, is that if someone tells you, I just want to do the very basic, like the basics, three people, one, Is that what they want? Okay.
Let them be.
Clear.
Let them be.
You continue moving on. And you tell that person, I understand, maybe your why is not big enough, and I respect that. Remember about honoring people? You got to honor their decision.
Honor where they at, yeah.
And honor where they are. And you have to totally disconnect to the things that they now are not willing to do for themselves, because this is for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So then, that this is where you want to be? Okay, fine. I'm going to tell you this, and that's what I tell the ladies. I said, and I told them before the end of the year, I said, I don't want you later on to tell me my coach Ivy is not paying attention to me. She's only hanging out with this group of coaches. Mm-hmm. And the reason you will see me hanging out with a group of coaches is because those are the ones who are putting themselves through the fire to fulfill the vision of this team. And those are the ones who we're going to run with. I'm not going to neglect you. I will be here for you. But I want you to have it very, very clear. That is, you only want to help one person. You only want to get the discount. You only want to help 3 people. You don't want to rank events. It is fine. But I want you to, we want to be fair. So you'll be fair with us. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Mm-hmm. And go and recruit that 100 Stephanies or
in the team
that are out there.
In the team, there's the 5%ers that make things work. All right, and I believe I'm looking at the 5% right now of your team.
Yeah,
you guys are the 5% of your team. You are the ones other coaches look up to in your team. So you can't expect people to be like you. You can't. Really, you're asking too much of them. Because there's that person that is content, there's that person that is complacent. You are not that type of person. But you're going to find people with fire just like you. And I just suggest to you, run with them. Yeah. They may not be personally sponsored. They may be downline. Okay, we've worked with a couple of coaches that are downline. They're sponsoring coaches, not working with them, but we are. Because we want to help them out. So just look for those that want to run with them. Nothing against those that don't want to run. You honor them and you say, fine, come by the fire. It's fine. It's warm over here. But don't put anybody down because they don't have a vision for themselves. It's just the way it is. Okay, we can't change the seasons, right, in a year. They just come. It's the same thing with people. Some people have a season where they don't do nothing. And then sometimes they come in a season where they say, you know what? I'm serious now. You know what? Now I lost my job. You know what? Now I'm on the brink of being in bankruptcy. You know what? There's something that changes in people and makes them actually trigger and make a decision that they're actually going to do something. Everybody has it in them, but it's not their season. And it's not you that's going to bring it out of them. It has to come out of themselves.
I was telling Carlos the other day that you as the leader, us as the person with the vision, you're going to have people that are going to come and go, and we know that. Mm-hmm. But even if they come, they decide 3 months later, 6 months later not to be in the team and just leave, don't worry about it. Be that person that has the same way that they got inspired when they connect with you the first time, and they got inspired and motivated to join the team, but then they left. Let you be the same person, the same inspiration and motivation that will motivate them to come back. But you don't bend. Be like the palm tree. The hurricane comes and go, and you go back to the same where the palm tree is planted and is still there. Let them walk around you, and you will still there, growing up, and developing yourself. Let you be the person that they be like, wow, I was there with her, I left her, but she continues. She inspires me. I went and tried something with somebody else, but that person is no longer there, but she continues. She inspires me. Man, I have no choice. I'm going to have to come back home.
We've had
Because of
many
your
come back
example.
home. We've had many come back home.
Yeah.
And it's because they see the consistency. They see that we didn't quit. Why? Our motto is until. We don't.
I'm going to say it in Spanish, if you can translate for the girls, that way I can express myself better. Stephanie dijo esa pregunta por mí, porque yo dije, yo llevo 3 años en el negocio, mi nombre es Carla, a lo mejor me han escuchado porque salgo en Coaches Latino. Yo dije este año, yo no voy a trabajar, voy a hacer Success Club 10 y ya. ¿Por qué? Porque siento que estoy perdiendo el tiempo, no veo que mi equipo crece. En el momento que creció, que tenía muchas coaches, supuestamente todas alineadas, lo que me di cuenta fue que lo que quería, le gustaba era el jangueo, lo que le gustaba era estar en todas, pero no estaban alineadas en realidad a poder ayudar a unas personas o alinearse a trabajar el negocio. Como quiera, he sido consistente y en 3 años me he mantenido ahí con la visión desde el primer mes que Stephanie me dijo, tienes que conseguir 3 personas todos los años. Y crecí rápido. Stephanie knows that by March, I was a diamond, less than 4 months. And I've been following the instructions, but I don't see myself grow. And yo le digo a ella, yo estoy perdiendo mi tiempo. Tal vez puedo hacer otras cosas, yo tengo mi propio negocio, pero a mí me encanta esto, pero a la misma vez yo siento que ya no encuentro mi porqué. Son 3 años que yo he estado buscando, yo he ido a Tony Robbins, yo he invertido en mi PD, porque he tenido la bendición de poderlo costear, pero yo no encuentro mi porqué, yo no tengo hijos. Siento que como que, if I do this, I do it for myself, pero como que yo no sé por qué lo hago. Y siento que tal vez...
Entonces, ¿te gusta hacer esto?
¿Perdón?
No, la pregunta era, ¿te gusta hacer esto? ¿Por qué?
Así fue la solución que yo encontré para mí, para encontrarme a mí misma. Y saber que tenía un valor como mujer. Y salir día a día de estar escondida, porque tenía muchos... mi autoestima estaba muy baja. Y entonces, pues, de esa misma manera, pues yo digo como que si yo pude hacerlo y he podido brillar en cierta manera, he podido ayudar a muchas personas así en sus transformaciones, me gustaría que otras mujeres también se puedan inspirar a poder salir de esas áreas escondidas y ver que valen más. Pero, ¿cómo?
She's gonna go get a book, okay, that we're gonna recommend. What is the impact you want to leave in the world? Para ti, es para ti.
Identity.
De ti, DJ, so.
Yes.
This book, I felt the way you felt, Stephanie. I don't know if you want to translate. No, Stephanie, no. Carla. I don't know if you want to translate to the other ladies so that they understand what she's...
Yeah,
So,
hold on a second. ¿Tú quieres esto?
Oh, yo no sé si
Dale,
oye.
dale, que Carla voy ahora.
Here's the thing. I am, in granted, I'm married with 2 kids. So,
No.
I know it's not the same, but I have a why, and you do have a why. That's the reason why you're here. But I understand how you feel because I was there. And I was there to the point, why do I do this? I'm doing Success Club 10, Success Club 20 every month. But it's not all about making the Success Club. It was not only about making the money. I needed to find, like you said, I want to find myself. And I'm not trying to sound here religious because I'm not, but I do have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And the moment that I read this book, that T.D. Jakes talks about identity, maybe you do need to dig deeper and find your truth worth.
Your maker.
Your truth identity, so that you feel so grounded, grounded, that you will go out there to speak to the same women who are in the same situation that you were. Hear me out, word, not that you are, because you're a different person today. You just have to believe it. That's the reason you're still here for 3 years. Because he has brought meaning to your life. And there are women out there that they need this experience.
Exactly where you were is what you got to speak to.
Exactly.
So if you want to attract women that are in the situation you were, you have to keep speaking it. And you're going to attract women like you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're random, that's the reason why you may not hold a specific team. Plus, there may be mistakes you're making in leadership, like we did. So it could be a different, it's a bunch of things. But as she said, once you meet your maker and you talk and you really come real with what is it that I'm here for? And that's what you gotta be like, okay, you know what? I'm really passionate about helping women that were in my situation and they didn't have self-esteem. They didn't know what to do. And this is what I want to do for a living because it's a passion of mine. That is your destiny. That is your purpose. Now, how do you empower other women to be empowerers so they can do the same thing with other women? Now you have to do training and leadership. Right. And that's what it is. So if you failed in leadership, don't be so hard on yourself. It's just that it's something you have to learn. Right. And I know that you don't have a problem finding clients, but it's finding the women that want to step up just like you did. And in order for you to find them, you need to start speaking to the heart of the women that feel the way you felt before you started this. Speak that language to their heart. And I guarantee you're going to attract them. And that's what we concentrate on. When she's messaging, when she's talking, when she's out live, she's talking to the woman she was. Because there's women right now that are suffering from, doubt. They doubt who they are. They don't know who they are. They have the identity of their parents because their parents give them an identity. They say, this is what you're going to be. This is the career you're going to be. And they don't have their own identity. This is perfect. Why is this book perfect? Because it really centers you. We gave our son this book to read at 14 years old, and you cannot shake him right now. You can't move him. He is centered as to what he's going to do in life. And we don't get paid for this either. But it's, once you understand your strengths, once you're like gems, and once you understand your identity from what your maker wants you to do in this life, and what it is what the way that I can explain it is what makes your heart sing when you do something. What makes you so excited and so full and complete that your heart sings and you feel excited about it? What is it? Mm-hmm. And if you can really bring it down to that level, you have found your purpose. Now, can you make a living with it? That's what you gotta marry it. Learn to marry that together so that you can have success in this business from that passion. I don't know if you understood that. If you understand, let me know. If you do,
yeah. It's just believing in who you really are and what you have done, because you've been doing this for 3 years. You've been, just detach yourself from the emotional part. We're emotional, it's fine, but don't let that to control the rest of what you can do to change other people's life. Yeah. Don't allow that to control.
The way I look at it is like this. It's like, I don't know if you follow baseball or football, whatever. It's like Tom Brady having a bad season and they bench him just because he don't feel good. You can't bench a player that's that good. Like Carla cannot be benched right now. I don't care how bad I can't send you down to the minor leagues. I can't. No. Because you do make an impact. So because you're feeling down or frustrated about something, that is a cycle in business. And every single one of you need to understand that you need to do this willing to fail. And you got to fail consistently, because the way to success is failure. We have had more failures than successes, okay? Many. I cannot count them. And every mistake you make, it's going to cost you money. It does. Yeah, we've experienced that many times. But the analogy I give my team is, you want to be a major league team, then you need to just act like it. Right now, you're in the healthier team. What is it? Team Healthier You, right? Yeah. Okay, it's an awesome team. It is a major league team. But what is your team? What is your team name? What is the legacy you want to bring, right? So what we tell in our team, everybody needs to come up with a team that they want to identify with, and they want their women to identify with, but they're not going to represent that team until they make it to the major leagues. It's like Stephanie is the head of the team that has made it to the major leagues. She's a premier coach, elite coach. Now she's being recognized by the network. That is a major league team. When you get your team recognized is when you actually learn that, okay, you know what? My leadership is growing. Now we can actually step into the major leagues. Right now, you're a minor league team. You need to come together as a unit with Stephanie. And all of you work towards the goal that Stephanie has. Why? Because that's only going to make you shine even more. It's going to give you credibility. But if each and every one of you start running in one direction and in different directions, okay, that's going to divide the team. And we see that mistake happen in some big teams, that they have all these leaders, elite leaders, and they start running in different directions. And all of a sudden their production goes down. But what you want to do is hold on to your leader, because your leader is holding on to another leader. Okay. And if you don't have one, then your faith can help you. That's the way we work. We don't have an upline that really teaches us anything. And if you notice, most teams that are super successful don't have a direct upline. And it's because your success does not depend on your upline. Your success depends on you, who you are, your identity, and where you're going.
And how should I transition that? For example, I'm the only one that does Spanish in our team. And for me, it's hard, since I'm in the minor leagues, to bring my people to the major leagues, because they don't relate. Because they don't speak English, nothing in our group relate with them, because everything is in English. So that's why I opened up my group, and whenever they are like bilingual, that's when. But for like team calls and things that they are like to build the leadership. In other words, it's not that I'm recreating, because I know that is already la rueda está inventada, pero poder ir en dirección con la misma visión se me hace difícil, porque tengo que yo entonces hacerlo, como quien dice, yo acá solita, porque soy la única del equipo que lo está haciendo en español.
I feel you.
Yeah, we went through that.
Our mother team, who is it?
Team Eagle.
Okay, Team Eagle. Everybody know who Saudi Almonte is? Sí. Saudi Almonte, Superstar Diamond, and you got Mickey Fernandez.
Yeah.
Team Eagle is our parent team. And they're bilingual.
Yeah.
We had to create our own team in Español.
And it's not because we wanted to run a different direction, it's because of the language vary.
Yeah, culture.
Mm-hmm.
And if they feel left out, then you're not including them, right? It's just the way it is. So don't feel bad because you open up your own team page, your own team group, and you do your own Zoom calls. Yeah. Still do introduce every coach to Stephanie.
Yes.
Why? Stephanie does speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And they want to see that they belong to a parent team.
Yeah.
You're going to have bilingual people and you're going to have people that don't speak English.
And that's what we do with Mickey. We bring her. Mickey's
we bring her to events.
Mickey's an upline. Mickey's not my direct coach. My direct coach is still consuming the product,
and
but
doesn't do the business.
Mickey's the one that is always recognizing or coming to team call when we invite her, because we want the team to know that they have, I call her their grandmom. I'm like, this is your grandmom. So that they know that they have, that we're not doing this on our own, and that they are part of another family which is connected to us. And we bring her to the picture, and they know her and they connect with her. So maybe that's what, you know, you should start doing.
It is extremely valuable that you do that you do connect your upline to your team. Okay, so if you are right now, if your coaches don't know Stephanie, it's totally wrong. And if the team Healthier doesn't know the upline, that's wrong. Right. So you gotta connect the upline with everybody, because it really helps the culture. It does. We invite her to events. They come to events that we do in Spanish, and they have to speak it. We make them speak Spanish. They're bilingual. They're not perfect, but we make them speak it. And our team values that, and they really feel honored when they do that. Don't feel bad because you have to divide yourself in a language because of a language barrier. Yeah. And that's the challenge we have to go through. And we totally understand you. You are right now where we were in 2014. Like you are right now where we were in 2014, when we had to branch off Team Eagle, 413 Global, to be en Español totally. Right. That was a decision she made.
Yeah, it was that, or we wouldn't be able to grow because we were attracting Spanish-speaking people, because that's our language. And then we made the decision, but it was good because we always said to Miki, like, we're going to be the face in Team Beachbody Español. Like from the beginning, we always say that. And I was being excited because what we do, it benefits the entire team, our mother team. So we all growing together. Right. So we're doing our part in that tree. Mm-hmm. It's like a tree, family tree. Yeah. We're doing our part.
We represent it, and we still represent Team Eagle.
Oh yeah.
We still represent Team Eagle. When we are Coach Summit, we put Team Eagle shirts on.
Yeah.
Okay. And La Cumbre, we put all Team 413 Global shirts. Why? Because 413 Global is a major league team. So we've been blessed to be 2-time premiers, 3-time elites. Right now, the company looks at us at another level. So they're like, okay, you guys have been recognized as a major league team, then so be it. But we still represent Team Eagle. Right. We never disconnect from our mother team because we honor that. Same thing for you. You're going to be the branch that's full in Español of the Healthier You tribe. Yeah. But you got what it takes to build a huge, huge team in Español.
And be excited because you're going to be the representation in Español of your mother team. Yes. And that is something to feel proud. It's because huge. You'd be like, yeah, this is our team. It's bilingual because I'm running this team that is totally in Español, and we represent our mother team. And it's exciting because now you have a bigger responsibility on you.
No pressure.
A bigger responsibility on you to be the face in Español of Healthier You team, right? Yeah. And that is exciting because you are the pioneer in this team.
In that team. That's how we felt.
And that's good. That's positive. And that will give you a bigger vision. Imagine you are the one that they're going to that Stephanie is going to recognize. Yeah, she's a Spanish-speaking leader in our team, and look what's happening. It is possible to make it happen.
Like, it's be so good they can't ignore you. Okay? Yeah. And that's the way we took it. We took it like, okay, you know what? We have to be it. And that's our attitude. We have to be it. And thank God right now, we are being recognized as it. But you can do the same thing. There's so much opportunity out there. We haven't even scratched the surface of the Latino community. Yeah. And every single one of you in there, don't get intimidated by the Latino community, because, you can impact people that are bilingual, that will influence one like Carla.
Yeah, don't limit yourself.
So don't limit yourself with bilingual people and all of that stuff, because you can influence others. and grow a Latino team in your team too.
And that is another monster that you do want to have it.
We're about to,
because we're virgin in the
about to,
Latino community in the United States, and then, you know, Beachbody has so many plans to do.
and we have a launch to go international, and that's another opportunity.
Yeah, and then that gives Stephanie more responsibility to make sure that she practices her Spanish.
Yo sé, yo necesito
And
practicar.
look,
Todas
también.
las actividades son en español, que Dios te digo.
Exacto. Y preguntándole esto para terminar, no les quiero tomar mucho tiempo, viniendo de personas sabias, tanto como Stephanie, como ustedes, gente que se deja de guiar por Dios. Yo decidí, obviamente, yo le decía a Stephanie ayer, aunque yo dije que iba a ser bien poquito este año, y que no me iba a esforzar mucho, vengo a estas cosas porque me las gano y como que me llena el fuego y quiero hacer más, ¿sabes? Y pongo mi visión más alta. Y a la misma vez le dije, he decidido que este año, como me sentía solita en español, yo no quiero trabajar con nadie, porque otros equipos que tal vez supuestamente me han brindado una ayuda, lo que han brindado ha sido una distracción y me he visto impactada por el bochinche y las cosas que ocurren en eso. Y todo eso me ha brindado mi espíritu down a que diga, ay no.
Stephanie, do you want us to give her an opportunity to be in 413 so she can learn?
We adopt coaches.
We decided to do that just to help the Latino community.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, that would be awesome if she could.
So she can learn from what we do. She can learn from the system. She can learn from.
We don't want to distract you.
No,
but
No, I don't think you'll distract her. I don't think.
But we do operate in a way different manner. Like a lot of people think, oh, this is traditional. This is not traditional. We don't operate that way. And you will be pulled out of your comfort zone in this team. And a lot of people see our team from the outside in, and they're like, oh, they're so nice. You will go through boot camp all over again. Then
they're the spiritual team or whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't take that for granted.
Okay. We have taken on coaches that say, hey, help us.
Yeah.
And some can't take the heat. So I'm just not telling you that to intimidate you. I'm telling you to prepare you as you jump on board.
I think I'm definitely okay with that. If it's going to help her, and again, because it would provide value in a way that I don't at this moment. The language with it being in Spanish.
Yeah.
Let me tell something to Colin. I will stop talking.
I'm telling you, we could be here all day, but hey,
I know.
We love this.
Okay, te lo voy a decir en español. Carla, tú fuiste creada para hacer cosas grandes. La que se está limitando eres tú. Ya Dios te abrió camino. Deja el miedo, bota la limitación, no te compares con lo demás. Despréndete de todo aquello que te ha absorbido y te ha bajado tu espiritualidad, quien tú eres como persona. Corta con eso, corta el ombligo umbilical con todo aquello que no te deja avanzar. Tú fuiste creada para este tiempo, para hacer cosas diferentes y grandes. Hay mujeres que están esperando por ti allá afuera. Así que deja la habladería, la excusería que tú tienes ahora mismo. Bótalo, pone en una basura y olvídate de eso. Ponte los panty grandes, como decimos nosotras en inglés. Sí. Y ponte para lo tuyo. Ponte a trabajar fuerte. Mira hacia el futuro. Toda distracción, olvídate, sáltala. Piedra de tropiezo, sáltala. Y aprende de toda experiencia que te venga de aquí en adelante para crecer y hacerte una mujer fuerte, vital, sabia, virtuosa y empoderada. Que tú vas a ver que tu vida no va a ser igual. Tú tienes mayor ventaja que todas las que están acá. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque no tienes hijos, no tienes otras responsabilidades. ¿Me entiendes? Entonces es hora de botar el ñe. Llora, que tienes que llorar este fin de semana. Sácate la lágrima, bota la toallita para que no te esté secando la lágrima ya. Y ponte a trabajar. Y punto. Y ya. Tú tienes demasiado en tus manos para tú poder triunfar y llegar al nivel de vida que tú quieres. Y con esa te dejo. Así que ya. Those who didn't understand the words that came out of my mouth, I'm sorry, but you guys will translate to them.
All I'm going to leave you with is this, okay? there is a promise that every single one of you have in your life, and God has put it in there for you, but you got to go grab it.
That's it.
Success is already written for your life. You have to go and grab it. And the people that never reach their success in life, and your success can be defined by whatever it is that you define it, but God already ordained it, done. You have to go grab it. The promise is already done. And once you understand that, all you got to do is just do the work to get to where it is so you can grab that promise that is already there for you. And I'm going to leave you with that.
Well, good night. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Y aceptar eso ayuda.
Yeah.
Hey. Catholic.
Quiero entrar al fuego.
Bueno, pues entonces,
All right.
buenas noches. Good night.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for everything. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.